that there's no net in squash.
Yeah,
Right?
okay.
So tennis, table tennis, badminton, pickleball, padel, doesn't matter what racket sport you're talking about, there's a net that's separating the opponents, right? This isn't the case for squash. You actually share the same space, the same area. And what I've seen as a result of that is that children, adults, people who play together are much more likely to forge relationships. Because
Okay.
you're right next to each other the whole time. Whereas tennis, you're separated. You're on the other side from the person. So I see it with the kids; they make friends very easily. I see it with the adults.
Is that
with
how we
everyone.
became friends that quickly? Because
Exactly,
of no net?
right? Exactly, no net separation. That's what I
It
mean.
wasn't the talk of the psychedelics. It was the talk because there's no net. Right?
Exactly.
That's pretty cool.
Yes.
That's
yes.
actually, I don't think many people would take that concept away from squash and say you actually have better relationships because of, it feels, I guess, less competitive in that
Yes.
sense. Although it's very competitive, it feels less because it's you and that person against the wall, or you and that person challenging each other, seeing who's better, challenging themselves.
Yeah,
something along those
it's
lines.
not that it's less competitive, right? Squash is just as competitive as tennis.
absolutely, yeah.
It's just more close. It's close in terms of distance, right?
Yeah.
And just being a less distance away from your opponent just makes it easier to form a relationship, right?
Mm-hmm.
Just that simple fact, right? They're closer, they're easier to talk to. After you play a point, you can make a remark, a nice shot, whatever, and you can hear them very easily. Whereas when you play tennis, there's just so much more distance between you two, right? So, and that's what I've experienced. And that is the best thing about squash, is how easy it is to form relationships with others. I go to Malaysia, I go to Philippines, doesn't matter where I go, I get in with the squash community and I have an inbuilt group of friends, right? And as you said, it can be difficult to find that squash center because it's not the most popular sport. But once you do, the camaraderie is always there.
It's very niche.
That's right.
But once you're in, you're in. Yeah.
Exactly.